Am I not qualified to talk about music because my musical experience is scant at best? Yes. Am I going to talk about it anyways? Yes, because the openings for a lot of Pokemon series ever since 4Kids left has been awful. Let's get this out of the way first. I don't hold the "it's different from the Japanese, therefore it's bad" sentiment. Korea makes their own openings. The Korean opening for Horizons is called We Go and was actually dubbed into English. And that English opening was used for the Taiwanese Mandarin dub of Horizons. Not to mention, I do like a lot of the English openings. Battle Frontier, for example, I find to be superior to the opening that's also titled Battle Frontier, and it's not just the nostalgia talking. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the differences between Japanese openings and American ones first. Japanese openings tend to be for around 90 seconds, or a minute and 30 seconds if you're being pedantic. I had randomly selected the My Hero Academia peace sign opening, and it went on for like less than 90 seconds. For your standard YouTube end screens, Crunchyroll does that thing. Sure, these openings can end sooner rather than later, but generally it teeters around the 90-second mark. The same principle exists for Pokemon. Even in the 90s, it was around 90 seconds long. The original English opening, in contrast, ran for a minute long. You'll notice very quickly that the amount of times for openings slowly began to decline and progressed down to around 30 seconds, probably because of broadcasting regulations, probably because of advertising space. Whatever the case may be, I really do not care. It just means that we're operating at one third of the Japanese openings. Yet you can make good art from adversity. Like I said earlier, Battle Frontier is my favorite opening, and it sits at only 32 seconds long. And barring some of the absolutely detestable openings like the original Diamond and Pearl opening, I still enjoy a lot of them. Though when listening to these back to back to back, you'll notice that you start to get some tonal and genre homogenization. They started sounding awfully similar and far more subdued for something like Pokemon. When listening to Rival Destinies in the background, I could not for the life of me tell that it changed to Adventures in Unova. I'm not a music person, but when you have instrumentation and pacing this slow back to back, it sounds like you're phoning it in, or you just simply don't have the time and monetary budget to do anything more. Yes, I understand that the AG openings were also pretty slow. English openings never really got along with me back then either, so it just could be a me problem. But I could tell them apart, and I haven't heard them since I was a kid watching reruns of them on Boomerang. I guess this is a symptom of trimming down your openings first to around 45 seconds and then to 30. This subdued attitude only got worse in the XY days when Siegler and Loafer left after the first XY opening, which was a remix of the original English dub opening, and these openings all felt like they were being played underwater. That was how bad the instrumentation was. And Ed Goldfarb took over duties after Loafer and Siegler left. I honestly think it's a budget issue, a time issue, an instrumentation issue, because everything points to that. When The Journey Starts Today was dropped, it felt a lot more energetic than past openings, and I was happy that something catchy and not dramatic, well, faux dramatic and subdued was finally the opening again. Only for Journey to Your Heart and With You also having the same problems as before. Horizons also suffers from this issue with Becoming Me. It sounds very flat, very subdued, and very not adventurous, which is odd for a show that has Horizons in its name. So, to summarize my ranting, the length of the English dub openings has been dropping since the 90s. First with a 1 minute mark, now it's down to around 30 seconds. You can absolutely make a catchy 30-second opening. The problem is that you don't, because it takes some skill, time, and money to do so. Things that I don't think the Pokemon Company really did. The design philosophy of all the openings were to make more dramatic pieces rather than more energetic ones. This just makes all the openings sound the same. And it's not helped by the instrumentation quality basically sounding like it's underwater half the time. But these are just my opinions on the matter. Obviously, I don't have all the answers because I'm not an industry insider. If you happen to be, well, leave your thoughts in the comments below. In general, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.